Are you thinking of selling your home, but you purchased your home from a builder? Hey, it's Carrie Flatley here at RE/MAX Real Estate Lethbridge and Carrie Flatley Associates. Let's talk about what to look for and what to plan for if you're selling a home that you are the original owner of and purchase new construction. There are many things that catch this type of homeowner off guard, both when they are getting a market evaluation and when they go to list and sell the property. So here's what you need to know. First of all, the paperwork you get from a builder when you purchase a home direct from a builder, even if you have a realtor representing you, is sometimes different. And what I mean by that is now a lot of builders are not providing a real property report, also known as an RPR or a land survey. And for a long time now, some builders are not providing the accompanying compliance letter from the City of Lethbridge. So these are two expensive pieces of paper that you actually need in order to sell a resale property in Alberta. And the lawyers really have a difficult time conveying title at closing if they don't have this paperwork. Now, you can go back and look in my archives of other Friday Fire episodes to get all kinds of great information about real property reports, permitting, that type of thing. But just know that when you buy direct from a builder, they may not provide you the RPR and compliance letter. Now, they can get away with this often by offering title insurance in lieu of, and there's ways around it, but the builder is just trying to save money because it's about $800 for that paperwork, okay? No offense, builders, but that's what you're doing. So when you go to sell, the builder has essentially passed that cost on to you, and now you need to go and get a survey done and then get a compliance letter from the city. You can call or message me if you need more information on how to do that. Just know you need to do that if you don't have that documentation from the builder. The other thing that's super important and related to the survey, the RPR, and the compliance letter is that often when you buy a new construction home, there are many things in the home that were not completed by the builder, such as basement development, a fence, maybe you added a detached garage, maybe you built a deck if the builder didn't build a deck for you. There are any number of things that you have probably done to add improvements and structures to the property. The question is, did you pull permits and have you updated your real property report to reflect those improvements on the property? And in turn, you also need to go get a new compliance letter from the city. A real property report update is a little bit less expensive than getting a brand new one. You can go to the original surveyor and get an update, but again, that's only if you have the survey from the builder when you bought it. So these are things that come up. The most common one that I see is people buy a house from a builder, maybe the builder provided the survey, but on the survey, there's almost never a fence on the survey. There's a lot of debate about if it's important for a fence to be marked on the survey, but technically, according to the letter of the purchase contract, all structures and improvements should be marked on the survey. So often I see fences missing from newer resale home surveys. Have your realtor review your real property report before you list. Here's one that surprises a lot of people, and they don't think of this on the purchasing side. And I always advise my clients when they're buying new about this particular issue that impacts your ability to gain market appreciation in the first few years of owning your home. And that is, when you buy a builder home listed on realtor.ca, also known as the MLS, the conventional practice for builders is to include the GST in that price. So generally, how we write it into the contract is that purchase price includes net GST, net of any rebates, those rebates going back to the builder. So the builder has factored all of the GST calculations into that list price on realtor.ca. So let's say, for example, you purchase a home for $400,000 through your realtor, through MLS, and it's a builder home. There is GST built into that price. Why does that matter? Because it's many thousands of dollars that you've paid in tax, not in the value of the home. If you turn around and try to sell that home very quickly, only say 2 or 3 years later, and if the market's been flat, the market is not going to pay you back on the tax that you paid for the home. So GST, especially on expensive homes, eats into your market appreciation. And when the market was still very flat in Lethbridge, this caught a lot of homeowners off guard. Now, the good news is that right now, the market is a seller's market across many price points in Lethbridge. The builders have pulled way back on permitting, so there's much less inventory across the board, both in resale homes and in new construction. So if you have a house to sell, you're not competing with as many brand new homes. And that's a positive, and that will help give you a little bit more value appreciation from when you bought your home as new construction. But here's the other thing. In addition to paying GST, you are also paying a premium to buy brand new. And that's just the way it is. And I'm sure there's builders and other pundits who will argue with me about that, but let's face it, new home smell is very, very intoxicating. And I've represented a lot of home buyers on the purchase of new construction, and they want brand new because it has the assurance of warranty and nobody else has lived in it. There's no wear and tear on the house. There are certain advantages to buying new construction, but you are paying for those advantages. You are paying a premium. There is an allure to a brand new home that nobody else has ever lived in or dented the walls in. So again, you just have to be very cognizant when you're making that massive investment. How long are you going to live there? If the market turns, if the market goes soft, know that you're paying GST, you're paying a bit of a premium. Are you going to live in the home long enough to make up those costs and to get a little bit of market appreciation on your investment? I always tell people, if you're buying a brand new home, stay in it for at least 5 years or more so you can ride out market fluctuations. It protects you. So those are things that you need to know if you're selling a home that you purchased as new construction, because a lot of homeowners, when they go to sell that home, are a little bit surprised. They're like, oh, I never even thought about the GST. I was paying a premium. I had to do all of these extra improvements. I had to even pay for window coverings because the builder didn't provide them, or I put $10,000 worth of appliances into the house, or I finished my landscaping. And all of these costs really add up. And then you're looking to get that money back on the back end when you go to sell. But some of those things people just expect. They get blinds on a resale home too, right? So there's lots of things to consider. And of course, in addition to the paperwork, having your permits, your real property report, your compliance letter, we find often these things are missing. So lots of things go into the mix when we're valuing a property that you've only owned for maybe 5, 6, 7 years. You purchased it new construction, there was a lot of cost involved, and then there's paperwork and permitting involved as well. You want to be prepared, right? So even in a hot market, we want to make sure we factored all these things in. You can still go to the market guns blazing and sell your home very successfully and get top dollar. And now, really, if you're thinking about selling, is the time. The market is as good as I've ever seen it in the last 10 years. So if you have any questions at all about selling your house in this market in Lethbridge, you can call or text 382-7335 or look me up at carrieflatla.com. In the meantime, make sure to like or subscribe to my channel on Facebook or YouTube, and we'll see you for next Friday Fire. Take care.